and
Yeah.
now.
Yeah. Just be into it.
Just be into it. Nerd Farmers, we come to you.
Mm.
The momentous occasion we've been waiting for. I've been seeing a lot of time hops over the past 5 years
Yeah.
that I've been doing the blog, and I'm not getting worn out. I think the podcasts are probably my favorite thing to do now, besides some other things. But this is Nerd Farmcast episode 50. Ba-ba-ba!
What? We
Yeah,
made it?
yeah,
We
we
made
made
it to
it
the 5-0?
all the way here.
And
And
we're
everyone, I am at
yes.
Burke Be Nice, and I'm going to pass this over to Kevin here. Boom. Present to
I
everyone.
am Kevin at Kevin
At
Apocalypse,
Kevin
if you want to find me on Twitter.
And I guess you can
Mm.
find both of us at Twitter, but we made it. Kevin and I made it. My esteemed friend Nick did not make it to 50 with me. He's into miniatures, not much into the big gaming as much, so I don't get a podcast, with him as much. But Kevin,
Into miniatures? Like, what does that mean? He's into
like the little miniature.
like Russian dolls or
No, like I guess it's called War Machine, but when you made little Dungeons and Dragon
oh.
tabletop stuff.
Yeah. Okay, so like
Uh,
the little guy. Okay,
yeah, but he's deep into
I
it.
like
He's
that.
deep into it. And everyone who doesn't know, all this plug Kevin's stuff right now.
Yeah, you got me.
Does the redherb.com, but also started
Mm.
his own podcast, which I listened to. I'm not gonna lie, only partway through the first 2-hour episode. But
that was changed. We have a second episode. So Burke means to say I have a podcast as well called The Save Room,
which is a
and
fantastic name.
it is your safe haven for gaming news and discussion. Hosted by me, Kevin, and my roommate and hetero life mate, Daniel, who you have not met. He is a behind the scenes kind of man.
I saw a picture of him that you posted on, I think it was Twitter or maybe Instagram, but does he have a tag or anything people want to follow?
Oh, if you want to find him on Twitter, you can find him at Daniel Intendu, which if you know anything about, brand new, then, Deja Intendu, there you go.
Yeah.
There you go.
I thought it was a play on like Nintendo. He's Kevin.
We're gonna start saying that.
I think so.
We're gonna go that way from now on.
But I think where your guys' podcast was definitely the first one was hard to gauge on where it was going, just because.
Give me the real talk.
No, I was saying it was hard to gauge on where the show was going just because you were kind of really introducing yourselves, and
right.
So it was mostly about that stuff. But I could definitely tell you guys wanted to go more towards the news, where my Nerd Farmcast essentially me hating on Halo and just essentially opinions. I don't really care about the news because everyone has the news anywhere else they want to get it. So if people care, they're going to care about my opinions apparently. So
yeah. Well, we try to drop our own little spin on what's going on in current events, and we had some structure. We actually write out what we're going to say as well, rather than just reading other people's shit. So it's kind of more personal, more involved. Mm-hmm. It was what I would exactly do for the Red Herb, my old roundups. I was just doing that for the podcast, and I was oh shit, this is dynamic and it's not being seen by people that'd rather see cat memes. Awesome.
Yeah. Exactly, and I enjoy doing the podcast because one, it is a little bit easier. It's tough to get you together with me or get somebody I want to, but it's I can try to write up a post or 3 different posts when I can rather just talk to it with another person, get a good discussion. Well, I think it's a little more entertaining. So, everyone, that is the Save Room. It can be found on SoundCloud. Right now, it's maxed out. We're trying to figure out ways to get them more time.
Well, I can pay $15 and then we can upload whatever the hell we want. So for it's $15 a month.
Okay, I mean,
yeah,
if you're looking at it, yeah, that's not too bad.
No, but I don't necessarily know if SoundCloud is the place where you can get the most ears in comparison to a friend of mine told me about Pocket Cast is a cool one apparently, and then obviously there's iTunes, but. We got to go through the rigmarole that you go through.
Yeah, and which all my stuff's through WordPro, and I don't even know if my stuff's on iTunes. It says it's supposed to be. Do I know? I don't know because I don't own any Apple products. I don't own Apple products, so I can't go on the iTunes store or listen to iTunes because I avoid Apple.
Even after the big keynote today, there, Burke, you're not Apple-ified. You're not Christina Applegated.
I am so anti-Apple that the keynote, I was like, people should finally key in, there's a plug there, that Apple's
I
just.
don't.
You didn't see it? I said the keynote, and they should key in. See, he's hearing
It's a little over my head. It's a little over my head.
Oh, all right. Well, I just used key twice.
If we write it out.
That's all. That's all. But
okay.
Where I was like, they continuously bring out something that's not that much better. They know everyone's going to buy it because they're all sheep, and they've essentially been.
But how do you really feel?
Oh, I'm telling you, they've been raping the consumer for years, and now they're like, hey, by the way, for no good reason, look, you can make the outrage all you want, but I'm saying this right now. Taking away the headphone jack to release your own Bluetooth like earpieces that have a 5-hour rate, like a 5-hour battery, for $160 is saying, we know you consumers are stupid and you are still going to buy this. And they're like, oh, you can have an adapter, a little toggle. What? Because I want to carry more things in my pockets. I wear skinny jeans, man. I don't have fucking room for anything else. I barely have enough room for my phone. You want me to carry around a goddamn toggle?
So, I know they tried to bill it as like we could make this damn phone even sleeker if we can get rid of this old technology that people are carrying around. That is the universal norm, by the way.
Yep. Oh yeah.
I have no problem with a headphone jack. If my phone has to be, I'm sorry, 6 centimeters wide. Well, not even actually. It's like 3. And this is a big phone that I have. I have an Android. And they're like, oh no, we can get that paper fucking thin. I don't care.
It's an excuse to pillage more money from the consumers, which I've been saying that Apple's been doing it for years. And so that's why I'm just anti. But I'm always anti-Apple, so you can't really take my opinion with a grain of salt on that one. Because even if they brought out the newest, greatest thing, I think I'd still be skeptical. And but one thing, if you do go on the internet, it's funny where people have brought out videos where everyone claps at everything at Apple events, and it's literally a montage of them saying colors. And they're like, headphone jack. And everyone just starts clapping like it's the most ridiculous thing you'll ever see.
But the only thing that we could possibly give a shit about was they talked about or they unveiled Nintendo's next foray into the smartphone market by shoehorning Mario onto the phones. Was it Super Mario? Getting the fuck out of here. What is it called again?
Super Mario Run?
There we go.
Yeah. And I guess it's similar to Sonic Run or whatever. So I didn't play either. I
didn't play Sonic Run. I know this is like a 2D and he's constantly running. Like this son of a bitch could not stop running. He's sick for it.
That's amazing.
And he also needs to hop out of the way of stuff too. This is his motivation.
It's innovative. It's the next it's the next big thing.
I like it.
Speaking of innovative and next big things, I know you've been just busting at the seams to talk about it, which you guys will probably talk about on the save room once you guys get more time.
We did talk about it.
The PlayStation Pro and the regular. It's the PlayStation Slim, but it's just the PlayStation 4 really now from here on out.
I have feelings about this, Burke. Where are you at in your life?
What
are you feeling right now?
I won't be purchasing either right now because I don't have a 4K television, and so people who don't know, and you can correct me if I'm wrong on this one, but the PS4 Pro essentially is just going to be it's a beefier PlayStation, allows 4K and HDR, which I believe HDR stands for like
is it HDR? Dynamic range, something.
Yes,
dynamic range.
High dynamic range.
High dynamic range, or heated, or highfalutin dynamic range.
And also, it's going to beef it up for everyone who wants PlayStation VR, which is good for PlayStation VR, but not so good for me, where I do own a smart. It's 240 gigahertz, 1080p, blah blah blah. So I can run those. I mean, I could use it. Just not 4K. And they said you probably will see some changes to games with that 1080p and everything.
Right.
Here's my problem, and this is just my problem is I don't care that much about graphics. I never really have. I play fucking Hotline Miami. Like I don't care about graphics. Yeah. And I was talking to my wife and I was like, if Uncharted 4 looked any better than it already does, I really probably wouldn't notice or I wouldn't care. Even if like Uncharted 4 was that much crisper, I can't see that I would like the game more or less because I don't really play it for how beautiful it is. So my feelings right now is I'm just kind of like, unless I see a real big reason to do it, I think it's great. I think it's smart, but I'm not seeing a big, the big
the big takeaway here is that I think there's an expectation from PS4 owners that they were going to be given a compelling reason to want to upgrade to this thing. That we were going to see Sony's analog to the Scorpio, which is Xbox's souped-up beef machine, which is essentially what they're trying to build as the Xbox 4, but a mid-generation kind of leap. Because they don't want to scare people thinking that this generation's over or something like that. Yeah. Although, to be honest with you, we're at the 3-year cycle. Console generations used to be 4 to 5 years. And the economic downturn that happened in the middle of it, 360 and PS3's lifespan is the only reason we saw those some bitches cling to life for like 7 to 8 years. So, that's why I'm just kind of like, with the small step that the Pro made, it's like, why didn't you just wait for PS5 at that point? Like, it just if you didn't have an answer to Scorpio.
Here's what I like. Here's what I like about it. I don't think the 3 to 4 year lifespan is fair, and not to the it's not really fair to the consumer, and it's not really fair to the developers. And I think because if you look at the games that are the best and look the best and run the best, they're always towards the end of the cycle. I mean, almost always. And I think maybe Sony has something up their sleeve of the the PS5, but I think the Pro was a chance to say, hey, developers, do your worst, like go at it. And they don't have to write new code. They don't have to write all this new stuff. It's like, take what you've gained through all these years, and so I like that I didn't see a PS5, and I like that they are like, hey, here's a more powerful machine. Have fun with it. Please do. Like, just know that even though we couldn't see on YouTube, but the Horizon Zero Dawn, they were like, here's these blurry leaf plants, and here's the Pro with each fucking leaf. So. And the developer now has the strength to do that with this machine, and so I like that they didn't announce the PS5, and I think if
that's not what I wanted necessarily either. Yeah. Like the PS5, I just wanted something that was going to be the answer to what was going on with the Scorpio, which is like if Xbox was going to go ahead and put their foot forward and say this is what a mid-generation leap is going to look like from now on, much like smartphones do, where we go from like iPhone whatever 5 to 5S. Then I wanted to have that compelling reason, like, oh shit, I do feel like I want that, but it was such a small little. It almost seemed like, oh well, this is kind of going to be a high end item that not everybody needs to jump onto, and I was like, so why are you doing it?
Yeah, I think the real reason is PlayStation VR. I think that PlayStation now is going to have a hard time running it, so they're like, here's the PSVR. It's hundreds of dollars cheaper than a PC that can run VR. We have these great games, which I didn't go to PAX. I was a little sad. It was like bittersweet not making it to PAX.
Yeah, I know what you mean. Me neither.
I've been to the past 5 years. The past 3 is press, which is you get spoiled, and I can never just go like a one day. But Resident Evil was there in true form, had a badass looking booth, and I didn't know if they were running their VR or just the regular.
They were running the VR. Okay. They were. Yep. Confirmed.
And that was one of the things that I think I would have. I'm not a big VR fan, but I would have liked to have seen it. So I was kind of sad that I was missing PAX, but yeah. So I think that was the move for VR. I don't think it was, and that was kind of like you said. I think it's a mid-generation leap is really what it is.
Well, the other little kind of thing that's sticking people in the ass is that so Xbox's transitional console, which would be the Xbox One S, which they're saying like it's our slimmer, it's our economical version. We have different tiers of this depending on what you want to go for, and mostly comes down to storage size.
Yeah.
And then we're gonna have Scorpio down the line, which is gonna be kind of, souping up, doing its thing. And I look at the PS4 Slim, which they very just didn't really make a too hubbub about. Like, by the way, this is the PS4 from now on. Deal with
it. Exactly. Yep.
And I'm just like, a lot of the features that you're purporting out of the PS4 Pro are already standard in the Xbox One S, and that's their, economy console. So why not just liquidate a lot of those features into the PS4 Slim?
Yeah, and
why? It doesn't even have it can't read 4K Blu-rays either, which is something the Xbox One S can do. So I'm just like, you're trying to sell me an HDR and you're trying to sell me on 4K, and you're not even all the way there. And apparently a lot of games are just using 4K upscaling rather than true 4K. And it's just like, wait.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. It just seems like such a half step.
What can we? I mean, except for obviously the things you're talking about, but it's like, what can we say? Yeah. The PlayStation 4 is already more powerful than the Xbox, so it's kind of catching up, and then they just kind of allowed the Xbox to catch up. But enough about that hubbub. I think we kind of pounded that one to the ground. It is what it is. We'll see what Xbox comes out with later, because I was unimpressed with the Xbox S. I was just kind of like, okay, I don't need to buy this console. I am running out of space, but I just delete a game, and then because I'm only playing 2 or 3 games at a time, But
what are you playing now? What do you got? What do you got spinning in the disk drive right now, Burke?
Well, we're gonna talk about one game that I am still sadly playing. Is No Man's Sky. I'm not proud of it.
Oh my God! What? What's going on?
Dude, I have
you okay? You got Stockholm syndrome?
So here's the thing. Like, I'm not a completionist. I'm not a perfectionist. But I can't stop. And when I hop on it, I'm on it for like 90 minutes, just doing dumb shit. Like,
what?
I'm on this barren planet after barren planet that one is radioactive and continuously kills me. One has increased atmospheric pressure, continuously killing me. The other one is cold, continuously killing me. And so I'm always, and I'm always hearing, life system is low, blah, blah, blah is low, and I'm constantly getting carbon to heal myself back up, blah, blah, blah. But I find enough things. Now my inventory is 22, my exosuit inventory. I can sprint longer. I can have a jetpack that goes higher and longer. I have radiation protection. I can breathe underwater. I have all this stuff, taking up parts of my inventory because the inventory system's completely stupid. Then I keep finding down ships. I started with a ship that had like 10 inventory slots. Now I'm at 18. And then I meet different aliens. The first was the Korvax. So I met the Korvax. I learned about the Korvax. Went over to the next planet. People who are curious about No Man's Sky, Kevin wrote a great post that's on, I think it's pinned on your Twitter. Yeah, so if you go to your Twitter.
Or it was. I pinned the save room shit. But no, you can just go to the redherb.com. It's like the last post I think I wrote about, written up on there.
And so I'm at the same point you were. One, I don't know how you got pirates after you. Is that true? Did you really get pirates after you?
Yeah, absolutely. When I made a jump out there, or I made a jump into a new system, and suddenly it warns you that there's like pirate activity in the area. They've scanned you. They scanned your cargo, and then they show up and they start blasting at you, and you end up in this really horrible dogfight. Horrible. I mean, to say the mechanics suck.
The mechanics suck. No, they are terrible.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And so I haven't had that yet, but I jumped out of one. I didn't follow. I don't care about going to the center universe. I just want to explore. So I just picked the nearest place that had the most planets. I think 3 planets, 1 moon, because I wanted to explore more planets. So I met this other alien called the Gek, but I can't find antimatter because that's what I need to get, right? I need to get antimatter. So I can make the jump. That's another problem with this game is they want you to explore, but they handcuff you. They want me to go on a planet, and they want me to find all these things, but they handcuff you by having you, continuously gather these resources for stupid shit. But I keep going on, gathering, learning more things about the languages, learning more things about the Gek, meeting more Gek, getting more money. I think I have like 500,000 units right now, right? I stopped getting more inventory slots because 22 seems okay. And the other thing, so... like I said, Stockholm Syndrome, I'm still playing. I've been playing for I play like 90 minutes at a time.
I don't know how.
Exactly. I keep saying I'm going to quit, and I can't. And I'm now on a new planet, and here is where I'm starting to. I think it's starting to really wane on me a little bit. So it's supposed to be completely random, it's supposed to be. But the problem is the price keeps going up, and so I go to get more inventory slots, and it started at 20,000, then it goes to 30,000 units, 40,000 units. Right now I'm at about 90,000 units to 100,000 units to get my next exosuit and exosuit inventory slot. And I'm kind of like, so I'm just going to keep finding these little jet pods, and it's just going to keep increasing the price. And then I go into a next area, and I see a Gek, and he has an exo tool, the tool, right? The mining tool.
Your heat laser.
Yeah, the heat laser with the bolt caster, blah blah blah.
Right.
But it only goes up one slot each time, and I'm like, why don't these different Geks sell one? I'd be more inclined to buy one if it went from, I think I'm at like 14 slots, if they sold them for like 18. But it's like, I'm not going to spend 90,000 for one extra slot. And the game knows that I only need that one extra slot. I go and I find damaged down like starships. Did you ever find any down starships?
Down starships?
Yeah.
No, I found drop pods, which that's how you get exo suit upgrades. I found bases and such. I never found a down starship.
Yeah,
I don't think so anyway.
And so your starship starts, I think, with like 12 slots or something like that, 12 or 14.
Okay.
But when you find down starships, you can actually buy starships too, but they're worth like 2 million units, and they come with like 22 to 30 slots, right? Because they're big.
Yeah.
But the problem is when you find a down starship, I'm at like 14 slots. You find a down starship, it's broken, so you have to repair it. It has 15 slots. You find the next one, down, repair it, 16 slots. It's taking, but as the slots get more and more, I'm probably boring you because it bores me.
Yeah, I'm there.
You see there, it has these. It's harder and harder to repair the higher the starship level is. Like the hyperdrive system takes the antimatter with something else. Next, it's like a hyperdrive sigma or something, so you can go to the next, like a further away destination. Those parts are harder to find, and so if you find that next starship and you already repaired those items with your starship, why would I make it difficult to try to build the starship that only has one extra slot? And the game knows that. Like if the game rewarded me at all, which it doesn't, No Man's Sky does not reward you at all.
No.
Like I found a down starship that had 24 slots, and I went from 18 to 24. I'd be more inclined to fix that starship. But they're only, because the game knows it's only one slot, like one inventory slot more. That's all it's giving me, and I'm like, I'm not going to repair this ship because it's those resources are so scarce as it is. So I'm pretty close to done. I say I'm close to being done, but I may not be.
This reminds me of talking to some people that have played World of Warcraft, where they start describing to me like the farming that they have to do in order to get to like certain levels in the game, or they have to, in order to get a certain amount of gold, they have to get like a job in the game, and they start describing this stuff, and like they kind of back and forth, and I'm like, at what point does it, like, do you realize, like, this isn't fun? Like, this is not fun to worry about. No Man's Sky gives you all these burdens that go along with interstellar travel to the point where, yeah, I'm just worrying about slots. I was a slot slut, like, when I was playing the game, where I was like, I hate the fact that I can't carry everything that I'm running into. It takes, like, literally 2 minutes of mining before it's like, oh, you're over encumbered. Switch some of that stuff to your starship inventory. Okay, but my starship inventory is full. Oh, well, you have to either delete it, use it, go find an exit. It's like, I don't want to worry about these things. I want to just travel the universe and run into unique scenarios. But really, it's like, I feel like these systems are in play in the game to distract you from the fact that it really is just a void.
Yeah.
There's nothing out there.
And it really, and that's the part, like, I don't mind if my inventory fills up. What annoys me is the fact that I have to use things out of that inventory so often. Like it's not it's not an exploration game; it's a survival game, and
right.
And it's essentially you surviving with nothing around you. Like there's some animals that attack you, but the combat's awful. The combat's god awful, and seeing animals is few and far between. I went on a full planet where there were no animals. Like the entire planet had no animals, but it was because it had a weird atmospheric pressure that was damaging me. So obviously those animals can't live for God knows what. But the other thing that got me is this is just a side note. The Korvax live on a planet that's high on radiation, but I guess it doesn't matter because they're fucking computers. I guess they're artificial intelligence. But I go to its moon, and its moon is completely habitable. Like no radiation. No atmospheric pressure, no cold, has water. I was like, why do you live on that planet when your moon is way more habitable? It's like way more beautiful. Robots are stupid.
It's got to be warmer. Are these the Daft Punk looking guys, the Korvax?
Yeah.
All right.
And the
so how many aliens are there really? Because I've only really seen like 3 that people talk about.
I don't know because I can't find antimatter, so really I can't get off these planets to go to another planet to see more aliens.
Wait, you haven't even gotten out of the system?
No, I got out of the system once.
Okay.
And that's why I went from the Korvax to the Gek.
I remember having to straight buy antimatter from like some other pilots at the space station. I was like, screw trying to craft this. This takes forever. Like I just bought it.
Then I'm gonna go to a space station and buy it.
You're gonna keep on playing then.
See, thanks a lot, Kevin.
Damn.
Now I gotta keep playing No Man's Sky because now I gotta go find fucking. Now you told me how to find antimatter.
You don't need you just back away, Burke. Let it go.
Oh man,
let it go.
So yeah, the other game that I'm playing obviously if you go on the blog is I'm playing Overwatch.
Yeah, good time.
I'm actually quite good at Overwatch. I blame it on my Pro controller. I was talking to you earlier about it. I have the Razer Wildcat Pro. It works out.
Yeah.
Works out great. I also have a Razer Kraken headset, so I look like a pro streamer, even though I don't stream and I'm not a pro. But I play like a pro. So that's
You should get that sponsorship stuff going. You should.
I should try.
That's the next step.
Twitch is definitely the next step. If going from PAX over the past 2 years, streaming's the thing. The problem is like I like to play in silence except for when I rage, and I like to enjoy my game. And so streaming, man, I've tried streaming so much, but I must be the most boring person to watch until I start raging, and then you'd have to kind of enjoy watching people rage, I guess. So I can get I can get a spot.
Yeah, we just got to give you games that make you mad.
Yeah, I can't stream just because of this mug right here. I have to have some personality.
I can't even see your mug. Apparently, I just see your Nerd Farm logo right now.
Oh well, I am
all big.
People can see it. I have a good shadow going, stuff like that. My hair's on point. But it wouldn't matter because most people watching on YouTube, they're listening to this right now.
Right. Oh, this goes on YouTube?
Oh yeah. Oh yes.
Very good. Very good. I like that.
In which that's a different way to record. That's the only way I can get us together and record, not doing it on Skype or whatever. Are you playing much Overwatch?
No, I put it down for a little while, but I played through the tail end of season 1.
Okay.
When the competitive season was going on, because I wasn't, I'm more of a lone wolf kind of gamer,
Mm-hmm.
Like that's why even though it's really I've lost my love for this fucking series, but that's why I really like Call of Duty for a while, because it's like you can be lone wolf in that game and not worry about your team or anything. It really is just like a team of individuals rather than just a team.
No, it really is. Oh yeah,
easily. But I got into a kind of a flow with Overwatch. One of the biggest things is I have like a 50-inch. I have a 50-inch TV screen, and I don't think the refresh rate is good for first-person shooters, especially online. Because when I would be in hotels and I would bring my PS4 with me and bring a copy of Overwatch so I can play with Daniel. I do way better on a shitty little 22-inch TV than I do on my 50-inch. Yeah. So that's what I started to get into. I was like, oh, this game doesn't suck. I was just sucking. Okay, let me see what's good about this is about. And so I like Pharah. Pharah's like my favorite. Pharah's like my beast mode.
And see, and that's and I get past that where or I go in. What? Yeah. What do you got going on over there?
There's a cat here, just fucking screaming at me.
There it goes,
Hi.
Screaming again. The cat's screaming again. Okay. But then that's my problem is like, I'm sorry, but Overwatch, just quick play Overwatch, is complete garbage. The game sucks.
Yeah, it falls apart real quick.
It really needs competitive mode. So the only reason to play it's on competitive. With the way the matches go, the way they're played, and I've been getting kind of hardcore in it, and so I look at team comps and who should be played and stuff, and Pharah should not be used often. And so that's just things I noticed. Like, you're having fun with Pharah, I couldn't play Pharah whether I'm good with her or not because it doesn't match what the team needs. But like I said, you're a lone wolf. It works out. But I typically choose the characters that would help the team. And
I kindly disagree with you in my Pharah plays that I've done. I mean, yeah, there's situations where, like, Pharah's not going to work right here, especially, like, close quarters stuff. That's why I like to use Lucio for those situations where I'm actually, like, motivating, helping the team. But I've gotten some great team kills with her.
I think
it's been fun.
Yeah, and I see Pharah, like, being played, but as soon as you get to, like, the higher tiers, you see her really drop off. That's all I'm saying. There's a name for it, and my buddy Nick would know what the name is for it when they see who's being played most, who's not being played most. I can't think of the name right now, but there's a name for it. So I'm playing a shit ton of Overwatch. Season 2 just started. I got placed after the placement matches. I'm in the gold tier, so I have gold, platinum, and I think it's gold, platinum, diamond, and then you get into the grandmaster tiers. So I play decently well, so I expect to be up pretty high pretty soon. That's just me praising myself.
Yeah, no, I heard. Really. I wasn't gonna let it happen.
Yeah.
I wasn't gonna bring it down a notch. I haven't seen the Beast Unleashed yet. You're playing on Xbox, aren't you?
I'm playing Xbox. Yeah. So.
Fuck that shit.
Well, that's what I have the Pro controller on. So what the Pro controller on is what the system I play on. But the other game I'm playing is a fantastic. Are you into rhythm games?
I've got some moves.
Yeah.
But...
So it's Hatsune Miku Project Diva X.
The shit?
Yeah,
what did you just weeb at me?
Yeah,
what happened?
It's a fantastic Japanese rhythm game that I'm playing on it's on PS4. And they come down and you have to hit the certain marks.
I'm gonna look it up right now.
Yeah. It's Hatsune Miku.
Yeah.
So Hatsune Miku Miku Project Diva X.
Oh my god.
Oh yeah.
I'm looking. I need to see what you're talking about. I need to be in this 100%. So what do you do in this game?
So I love rhythm games. Yeah, and the shapes, everything come down from all around you, and you hit the shapes at the right time, and your character sings, and it's
marvelous.
And it's amazing Japanese music. I love every minute. I get No Man's Sky. No Man's Sky like bores me and brings me down, and then Hatsune Miku brings me back up. From the grave, it brings me from the gallows up into the daylight. Yeah.
Because No Man's Sky is like a depressant. You need like some caffeine in you. This is definitely like I'm being blinded right now by the colors going on here.
No Man's Sky is Simon and Garfunkel, and then Hatsune Miku is my George Michael. Like that's they bring me up. So or Wham, if you will.
I will Wham. I like that there's some DLC action going on here where I guess you can dress up Hatsune.
Oh yeah. Well, you can. There's
a free one.
Oh yeah.
It's a cabin attendant style. I like it. So she's very submissive.
So you have a bunch of different friends, and you can give your friends. Yeah. Give your friends. Because it's totally Japanese, completely Japanese, and so you can give them gifts.
Is it?
Oh yeah, you can give them gifts, and it increases their friendship. But the game caught me by surprise today. You can play as one. I think there's 4 or 5 girls, and there's 2 guys. And on one of the songs, they have a little a picture, like a profile picture, and it had a guy on it. And I was like, oh, I typically don't like seeing the guys in front of me, but I'll let the guys sing, right? Certain parts of the song, when you get so many right, the screen flashes with rainbow colors and shines a bright light, and your character changes their costume, and it's like another costume. And so you have different costumes. Well, I'm using the guy, and so this was I tried to take a picture to share it on PS4 because I get all the things right, and it changes the costume, and now the anime character is wearing swimming goggles, just a scarf around his neck, and a Speedo. So this naked Japanese guy is singing and dancing, and I'm like, how am I supposed to be fucking playing? And I'm trying to hit the PlayStation Share button, and it only took a picture of like him looking at the screen like all weird, but it was like his swimming goggles on, and dude, I was fucking losing it just because I was laughing. I was like, you can't do that to me as I'm fucking playing. And suddenly the guy loses all his clothes in the goddamn Speedo.
Dude, this looks disturbed. It really does.
It is so much fun. Oh man.
And so she's like on a stage or something, and she's kind of dancing. Is there a story?
Oh yeah.
Is there like a narrative to what's going on to Project Diva?
There's a deep story. These girls are trying, or the girls, they have two guys there too, I guess. But these group of friends are trying to bring these auras and fill these crystals, and then when they fill these crystals, it's really in depth. They can open these worlds up, and like you know, there's little there's subplots in each one, where this one subplot is, hey, we're singers, but we should make a band, and then so they make a band where Hatsune is playing drums, the other chick is playing, I think her name's like Miku, she wants to play bass, and the chick wants to play guitar, and then you got to practice, and then they have you can set up a festival, which is 3 songs in a row and stuff like that. Oh yeah, it's deep. It's deep stuff.
I gotta ask you, is everything all right with you? Like, are you feeling good these days? I mean.
Oh yeah. I told you I love rhythm games. I've loved rhythm games since the first time I played Dance Dance Revolution. I have my PS1s modded for Japanese games. So I have a bunch of Japanese DDR. I have 2 Konami dance pads. I played Buster Groove. I own Buster Groove 1, Buster Groove 2, Parappa the Rapper, Unjammer Lammy.
So this is like your guilty pleasure.
Oh yeah, I love rhythm games. There's a arcade here in Vegas, and it's called Game Nest, and they have a few rhythm games there. And I just went there for the first time and played. Oh yeah, there's this one where you can't, because I guess you can't see me, but I'm actually. It's a circular game, and the circles go out at certain spots, and you got to hit them at the right time. I absolutely love that game. Love it. Love these rhythm games.
It's like me with my my Warriors games, my Dynasty Warriors games.
Yep.
I got such a soft spot for them. They're coming out with one based on Berserk. You ever heard of Berserk, the anime?
I've heard of Berserker, the old Atari game.
No, not the same. I mean, we're close.
Yeah.
No, okay, well, it's this really gory anime. It's weird. It's got a steampunk style to it, and they're just like they do with every other game. Like, all right, cool. We can definitely make this into a game where you kill like 1,000 guys within like 14 minutes, and also you got to capture some bases. But don't worry about that. Kill like 10,000 guys. Do it.
Yeah.
And I love it. I can't get enough of it because I could just throw on my jams, throw on a little Pearl Jam.
Oh, good.
Dicing up. Yeah, man. 10 all the way.
Pearl Jam Jeremy. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
But
yeah, he had a way about him.
Yeah, my rhythm games, I love them. You put a rhythm game in front of me, and I'm all ears. I'm all about it. I love it.
I never got into DDR or anything. I got into Guitar Hero and Rock Band pretty hard.
Yeah,
that was
I don't really
my thing.
I do like those, but you know, that's not the rhythm I'm talking about. And also, Dreamcast had one of the greatest rhythm games, Samba de Amigo, that came with the fucking maracas.
I remember. Yes. Yes.
Amazing. If I could find one of those for a decent price, because you can't, because they're fucking expensive.
No, not at all.
But I would own it in a heartbeat because it's amazing.
Do you still have your Dreamcast? Is that still
of course I do.
around?
Oh yeah.
I don't know. I don't have mine. Mine died. The laser stopped reading.
My PlayStation laser stopped reading, and so I had to do some surgery.
No.
You can go on my if you're curious, you can go on my Instagram @BurkeBeNice, and it has a picture by picture of me replacing the laser in my PlayStation. So
I like it. I did do it yourselfer.
But the podcast is almost about an hour here. I was going to talk about a few other things, but I think if we talked about Life is Strange, I think we would talk too long. And I'm only on the first episode, so
maybe not. Oh, okay. What I can say on that is get through that hump. Because the first episode is the weakest episode.
Okay, and it was also the most frustrating for me was like trying to drop that bucket of paint on her. I almost quit the game. I was like, is the whole game gonna be like this?
Yeah. No, not necessarily like that. Like it's trying to give you an example of how you can use the time reversal to basically problem solve and puzzle solve. It really gets less arbitrary and less obtuse than that one. Because I remember like struggling on that one, like, what the hell am I supposed to? What is it trying to tell me? He's putting the bucket on a hook, and she's calling me a fuck stick. Like I don't understand.
But it was also like what I was like, what's the timing? Like I came out too early, too late, and I was like, what are you waiting for? Yeah.
That happened. No. They clean up their act because they took a lot of feedback in between, and also another thing, they're very Gilmore Girls-esque dialogue that's trying too hard. They tone that down way hard in episode 2 and 3. And actually, I would submit that if you get through episode 3, you're gonna be hooked. You're done. You're gonna want to sit there for the rest.
I bought a hard copy because it's just knowing that those smaller indie developers buying a hard copy is just better because maybe digital won't always be there, but it's they'll be harder to find later. So I'm just picking up now.
Can you consider Don't Nod an indie developer? I mean, they did Remember Me. If you recall that one.
Yeah, I do. But
you remember it?
I say like I shouldn't use indie developer. I should say something of like an indie type title. Because when you look at like Death Cab for Cutie or the Decemberists or the Shins, I still consider them indie, but they're not indie bands anymore, right?
That's true. Okay.
So it's more of like the genre related. Yeah.
I feel that. I do feel that.
So that's when I kind of look at it. Not so much as like an indie developer, but as like an indie type title. But we can talk about that later. Yeah, let me get through 1, and I'll be able to get through 1 once I quit No Man's Sky, and that stops taking up 90 minutes of my day each time I fucking put it in.
Oh my god.
But I can also blame it on Overwatch and Hatsune Miku because I play Hatsune Miku for like 3 or 4 songs because it's amazing.
I would almost prefer that you played Hatsune Miku over No Man's Sky.
Yeah,
I really would.
Now I've been seeing you stream. Was that Resident Evil 5, 6? What Resident Evil are you streaming?
Stream? Oh, I was doing 4. I was doing 4.
All right.
Yeah, 4 came out again for PS4 and Xbox One, and this time they actually had a physical release for it, and I was just kind of like, fuck it, $20. I don't own a physical release anymore. Let me go for it. I'm only disappointed in that they didn't add any trophies to it. It's the same like terrible 9 trophies that you get from the original HD release.
I had that same thing with Metal Gear Solid 4. Finally got all the trophies, and I was like, dude, I'm gonna go back because I got like everything for that game. And I was like, I'm gonna go back and get all the trophies. Never touched it again. So.
Oh my god. Yeah. The game's great. I've been having fun with it. I have. I remember it. Like I really do think it's the best of that. The new trilogy. I want to call it like the new trilogy, the action trilogy, 4, 5, and 6.
Yeah, much the best one. Very similar to like Star Wars. The original trilogy, the next trilogy, and now we're on like the Star Wars stories.
Yeah, and the thing is, I've played it so much in my life where I thought that I would get like just kind of bored on this playthrough. Like I already know what I'm doing, and I already got these trophies on the PS3, whatever. But like when you get to the castle in the game, which is kind of like the midway point, I can't stop. Yeah. I just kept on going. I was like, I'm sorry, I love this. This is fun to me. I love everything about it. I love doing suplexes on these bald guys chanting in Spanish. I love Leon's one-liners. It's so much fun. I recommend Part 4 again. I do.
I was so annoyed with Part 4 because just with like the control scheme and all that stuff, I don't even know what you're talking about right now. I just made it some Africans dudes were mad at me. I didn't really care for the controls and everything, and that was it. I never made it. I don't even know what a castle you're talking about. I don't even know.
In Part 4, you didn't get through Part 4?
Oh no.
Because Part 5 is the one where the Africans are mad at you. Part 4 is the Spaniards.
Oh, the Spaniards
are very upset.
They all
classic game.
They all matched together with me. Nope, I couldn't do it after Resident Evil 3. That was it for me.
Damn! You didn't even go to Code Veronica?
I had Code Veronica on Dreamcast. I finished that one. I don't consider Code Code Veronica, I don't consider. I'm saying like actual Resident Evil 3.
I hate that. I hate that so much
Nemesis.
because part 3 is the bullshit spinoff. Nobody knows that.
Nemesis.
Yeah, no, I know. Yeah. Nemesis is the bullshit spinoff. It is not a true sequel.
Oh,
it is not. It was actually developed as a spinoff, and part 3 was Code Veronica, but the problem was they had a contractual obligation with Sony to give them another numbered release, so they said, screw it. This one looks like part 2, and then they dropped a 3 on it because out of like the 2, Code Veronica actually has mechanics like evolution to it. The fact that the pre-rendered backgrounds were full 3D and all that, like it was a true sequel. And then 3 was just more.
I love Code Veronica. Absolutely love it. I love Code Veronica.
Yeah, I adore it. I hate how history is treated. Like they think like 1, 2, and 3. It's like that's a trilogy. I'm like I don't know, because part 3 is a shorter game. First of all, it doesn't have the scenario system from part 2. I think it's what stands out with people is Nemesis. It's Nemesis.
It is. Yeah, it's Nemesis.
That's what it is.
Yeah. What else you got?
What else do I got going on?
Anything else?
Let's see. I've been playing part 4. I got a copy of Deus Ex from because Morgan was at PAX. Well, I wasn't. She got me a copy of the new one.
What was she doing there?
What was she doing there? She works at Sanchi.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. She works at another licensed apparel.
Yes.
T-shirt Schiller.
Yes, Schiller. Yeah.
Schiller's right. Schiller. And yeah, no, she was there. She brought back a lot of goodies, some Dark Souls stuff. I'm wearing a Dark Souls shirt.
Oh yes. Which, if wife ever actually sends that package, which I found like in the bottom of her like backseat. Well, I was like, did they send this back to us? She's like, no, I never sent it out. I was like, well, can you please get that in the mail, please?
I was wondering.
It has 2 like legitimate goodies in it. Like when you get it, I think you'll be like, this is pretty cool. That's why. Anyways.
I hope. No, I know it will be. Anything from you is appreciated, sir.
I hope so. But so, did you actually start Deus Ex yet, or no?
No, not at all. It's still wrapped. Like I don't know if that's my kind of game. You know me and sneaking.
Yes.
Not good bedfellows.
No.
Not good bedfellows. Did you play the first one?
I did. I did. And the last one put not a sour taste in my mouth, but I was not. Mm-hmm. I was not very impressed, and so I wasn't going to go on to the next one.
That's where I'm at, and I was like, well, I'm definitely not buying this, but now it's here, and it's free, and I'm like, okay, like I'll try it, I'll see where it's going. But yeah, I felt the same way about the first one. I was like, okay, it's a gorgeous looking game. Mm-hmm. It just, I don't know, the controls felt so inundated with all the things I was trying to do at once. I felt like you do feel like a Swiss Army man, but there's a point where it's like, do I really need floss with my Swiss Army knife? Mm-hmm. Do I need to be able to stir up and mix drinks and also be able to stun guys? Like, I don't understand why there's so much going on. I want a cleaner setup. I want it to be more Metal Gear.
No, to be honest and that's why I looked at it too. And I didn't want to compare it to Metal Gear, but at the same time, I was like, why would I need to play this when I have Metal Gear? So it was one of those things. Yeah. But I also thought when it comes to sneaking, like not Metal Gear at all, which you don't like it, but talking about the Dishonored series,
damn
I liked that sneaking. So that worked. That worked.
First-person sneaking is always a little rougher.
And they do a good job. They do a good job. Good story. Good sneaking. So, well, Kevin,
I need to go back to that. I missed out on a sale on that one. It was like $11.99 on PS Plus. Missed out hard.
Well, if you don't enjoy it, like you aren't enjoying the sneaking, then you're not going to enjoy it. But I was like, I nearly platinumed the bitch. Like it's sitting.
Damn.
Boom. Dishonored. I got the Game of the Year edition that comes with all the DLC because it's that good. Yeah.
Oh, okay. All right. That's some mighty words for that title. So I'll check it out.
Check it out. See and play with your character, like because you can do so many different things with the character. And like I'm saying, if you don't kill people, less rats. Less rats means less plague, and it's like good stuff.
Okay. Obviously, don't kill people, less rats. It's a rule around this apartment.
I know, contrary to belief, but I don't like to kill people. Like when I play Metal Gear, nobody gets killed. When I play Dishonored, nobody gets killed. And we play like Grand Theft Auto and stuff. Or I had some friends over, and I think we had from GameFly. I think we had not Mafia, but it was the one the dogs title. So not Watch Dogs, but it's
Sleeping Dogs.
Sleeping Dogs. Thank you. And they're like,
I love Sleeping Dogs.
They're like, kill that dude. Hop on there. It's like, I'm not killing this person. And I'm obeying the speed limit and stopping at stoplights and.
Because you're a cop. You're actually a cop.
Yeah.
I like. Okay.
And so and so when I hop in Dishonor, nobody gets killed. If they don't need to, they don't get killed. They get put to sleep. So.
All right. Because I don't kill people in the Phantom Pain. I really like the Fulton thing. I love absorbing them and like, you work for me, buddy. I didn't kill you. You're indebted to me. So I enjoy that. If maybe I should walk into Dishonor with that mentality. Now I know Part 2 is coming out. That's
my problem with Metal Gear right now is I haven't played it in forever, but I don't take the people unless I need them. So they only get full-toned out if I'm like, oh yeah, you're a good combat, or you can give me some good resources. But then besides that, I don't full-ton them if I don't need them. So.
Nah, I always Fulton.
Nope. If you're not good enough for my team, you stay in the fucking jungle. So.
Well, I figure we need people to wipe latrines and whatnot. I need the full even keel coverage there.
Well, my areas get full, so you have to get rid of people, and I'd rather not fire people. I'd rather just get them, and then whether they give them a job in the first place, then fire them. I'd rather just not pick them up, or then pick them up. Does that make sense?
It does make sense. I didn't know it can get. I've never really run into we're full up, because I kept on building the base. I would always focus on building more out.
Yeah. Well, my base got so big, and I had so many people. Because I was going back trying to pick up all the mixtapes, and so I would get more people each time. Because I like running around to Snake Eater, and I run around because Metal Gear Solid 3 is my favorite, and so I just run around to Snake Eater on loop. Just 007. Yeah, I could listen to that all the time.
I would just have Tears for Fears going on, just all the time, but no matter what I was doing, and choke slamming people.
And I think the other good one I like is Kids in America, because that's when you're running.
Yes.
He just runs the beat. Over the people, and you just run it. And it's great.
Yeah, I love it. Yep. That's one of my favorites going around too. Oh man, the helicopter coming in with it. Yeah, I need to play that. What am I doing?
That's what
I need to go back to that one.
I haven't beat it yet. The one Molten dude, I just got done beating him, and then other games came on, and I should go back to it. I think it's going to be tough to go back to, though, because there's so many controls and so many things to get used to. But we'll see. I should go back to it. I think Fallout 4 came out, and that's why I stopped playing it, and I don't really care for Fallout 4.
No, me neither.
So
the combat still sucks.
Yeah.
The characters are ugly. The story is boring. I don't know why every critic was like, yeah, this is a great game. It just has some shortcomings, its gameplay, its story, its graphics. I don't understand. Why did this get a pass?
Its story's okay, but I don't like many of the companions, and I don't like many of the weapons, so I probably will end up getting rid of it, and I should start Metal Gear Solid back up, and
you should.
Oh man, that's
real quick before we are you about to say about Survive? Are you going to say anything about Survive?
No, I was going to talk about Skyrim. I was like,
that's left field.
Well, they're remastering it's Fallout 4 and they're remastering Skyrim, and I was going to spend all my time on Skyrim, even though I have a brand new Fallout 4. But anyways, you're talking about Survive.
I might too, to be honest. I'm on board with that. I really like Skyrim.
I love it.
No, Metal Gear Survive. What the hell is that, Burke?
I am not into it. One, because not that I'm elitist, but it is. I'm under the same assumption of fuck Konami, where
I like that,
trying to leech a franchise that no longer has the name of Hideo Kojima. And I really like Metal Gear Solid, and I've liked it for years and where it's come. But a lot of it stemmed from Hideo Kojima. It wasn't so much, the gameplay changed a lot and everything, but it was his story, it's the way he directs those games. And I'm kind of over zombies at that point too. So Metal Gear Survive, I didn't pick up Metal Gear Rising either.
I didn't like that one. Did not care for it.
I didn't care for it much either. So this is a game that I may pay attention to, but I'm not building on the hype at all. Because it also comes with, they gave us a trailer that's just a cinematic trailer. Like, it didn't show any gameplay or anything, so you really don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not feeling like the co-op element, whatever. I never even really enjoyed to play Metal Gear 5 or 4 for that matter with the online components. I just was, lone wolf.
It's tough. Like, I'm pretty decent at those games, and Metal Gear Online is hard. It takes some getting used to, and I never put in the time to be really good at it. Because it's a hard game to get into. It really is. So
yeah, I feel that.
But that was the same thing with like Uncharted's multiplayer is very similar, and I don't care for that. I'm dating myself right now, but SOCOM is very similar to that also, and SOCOM is a fucking such a hard game to get into. So I kind of look at Metal Gear Online as same kind of like SOCOM, Uncharted, stuff like that. So
right. I feel that. Although I remember getting into SOCOM for a little bit because it was such a cool thing to be online with somebody else. Because I've been a console gamer, my whole life, and I think PS2 was one of the first online experiences I had.
Yeah, and I really got into it. Yeah, I really got into it on PS3, and I thought it was pretty interesting. Okay. But it's the combat's kind of difficult. There's definitely people who are way too good at it.
Yeah, Yep. That's all the problems endemic with it. A good grenade ruins your day.
Oh yeah. But it had some really. As I'm like, let's cut this podcast short. No, let's talk about SOCOM.
Seemed right. This is the problem I've been having.
Yeah, it has cool elements. Like, if you were, walking around and you were talking, the enemy could hear you because if you were next to him. So if you were talking on the mic, you had to whisper, because if there was an enemy around you and you were talking loud, they could hear you talking. They could hear your tactics and stuff. And so I thought that was incredibly cool, and not many other games have done it except for like Call of Duty Modern Warfare, where they had the eavesdrop perk. But a lot of other online games don't have that ability to, hey, if I'm an enemy and I'm next to you, I can hear you talking, I can hear your tactics. Because in real life, you'd be able to hear that person unless they were whispering. So I thought that was a really good, I thought that was a really cool thing that gets missed a lot.
That's true. Although there's this one game, I forget the damn name of it. It's on Steam, but the idea is you go blind in a car crash at the very beginning, and you're having to navigate yourself through basically the tunnels of like sewer tunnels, and there's these creatures roaming around, and they're looking for you, and their whole thing is based on sound, and the only way that you can kind of see is through like echolocation. So if you actually have your real headset on and speak into it, you'll have a little projection go ahead of like in front of you when you're looking around. Like, okay, I can see some pipes in the area, I can see at least maybe 10 feet in front of me, but that's what draws them to you. Such a cool game. I like games that mess with sound.
Yeah, I think that does sound cool. That is, but I'm gonna cut it short because I gotta catch a plane tomorrow, and I gotta. So my plan is I gotta catch a plane tomorrow morning at the crack of dawn, but I want to copy this off YouTube so that I can have this on the blog hopefully in the next few days. So I got some work to do here, but on the next podcast, if we get together, we will. One battle about the best game of last generation, which we didn't get to talk about this time, because you're going to say it's The Last of Us, and I'm going to say that it's Red Dead Redemption.
I was about to say The Last of Us.
We can probably talk about. We could probably talk about Life is Strange. Okay. And then I really see where For Honor is at when we get a release date. What that's at, because I want to talk about For Honor because that game looks magnificent. There's some other things have come to light with classes and stuff like that. So, but with that, I am Burke.
Sir. And I'm Kevin.
And this was Nerd Farmcast episode 50. Everyone, be nice.